Hey everybody, welcome to the Dad Challenge podcast. My name's Josh. How you doing? Today we're talking about Matt Howard. A lot of people have asked me to cover this video. I haven't talked about them in a little while. Matt and Abby, I don't like them. I didn't mind Abby for a little while there because she was like, nobody wants to hear about our influence, and she actually had something good to say. Then she completely reversed it all, being an asshole. Anyway, Matt Howard, I guess, is trying to start a different podcast. There's a lot of going on in the Reddit forum. They're talking about what's going on with these people. So we're going to talk about it. Let's go. So Matt has started a video, I guess, where he's wants to do podcasts from his closet on his bed where he's sleeping or something. Doesn't sleep with his wife anymore. I don't know. We're gonna watch the video, obviously, but the Reddit, it's going. You know, they're like, what are they doing? Some people are saying that maybe they're not. Some people are saying that Abby is mad at Matt and Matt is mad at Abby because Abby doesn't want to do this anymore. Abby doesn't have this thick skin required to be an influencer on the internet, especially one that completely keeps botching being a parent. One who's like, we don't go anywhere and then goes everywhere. Okay, one who left their child in a cruise cabin while they went down and they split them up in two different cabins and then went eat dinner and then told everybody it was a hack. Okay, they've made so many mistakes. Matt is actually so full of himself and he's a struggling musician. He wants to be a singer, but Matt, you just don't have it. Okay, I'm not saying he's not talented. I'm just saying he doesn't have it. Okay, you're not gonna make it in the music industry, okay? Because your music is shit. Okay, I'm sorry to tell you this. That's coming from a guy whose music is shit as well. Okay, so I get it. It's nice to do it, and I don't think Matt should stop doing things that make him happy, but Matt does things because he thinks it's gonna be the next big thing. He's not doing it for the love of it. He's doing it because he thinks he's gonna get famous off of it. Now, the only way they became really big and famous was kind of the scandals that have happened over the years, and I had called out this scandal way before it happened. I said, mark my words, it's gonna be a massive scandal, and this was a pretty big damn scandal for them, and I think it's caused quite a rift in their relationship. I think Abby has sort of been like, okay, like we made this much money, we have like 3 properties, we're pretty much set. Maybe she's trying to, you know, pressure Matt a little bit into being like let's put a bunch of money away and like let's go buy a business, let's do something off the internet. Abby doesn't want to be on the internet, and it's pretty telling. Even though she's willing to change her entire body and get fake teeth and everything for it, I think she's kind of not bought and sold out like Matt is. And so Matt's like, look, maybe we can come up with a solution where we can still make the good money on YouTube and people will come for me, which I don't think Matt realizes this is not going to happen, because anyway, it's not. So that's what I think. I think we've seen it over time. And apparently Abby, in the last podcast that they did together, she almost said 0. Matt had to carry the whole thing, and at the end she apologized for not saying anything. And Matt's just like, doesn't want to give this up because, let's be real, as much as people call this a job, and it is sort of a job, it's really easy money. And it's really easy, damn good money, okay? I was just talking about it to my wife the other day. I'm like, if these tariffs and things that are going on between our countries affects the tax like agreement that we have between our two countries, and I'm going to start getting taxed on both sides, then I'm moving to the States because I get paid in American, right? Which is actually really, really good, because your dollar is worth like $1.45 or $1.46 Canadian here. So when I get paid $1 American dollar, I get paid $1.46 in Canadian. It's quite lucrative, let's be real, the way the market is. But if the governments decide they want to have this big trade war, which is stupid in my opinion, both sides, because Trump really wants to annex Canada. I don't know where I'm going with this politically, but it's crazy. We're not going to be annexed, and Canada does not want to become the U.S. Do I like the U.S.? Yes. Do I love Canada? I've loved Canada more, obviously. I'd live in the U.S., 100% I would. I just feel like your taxes are less burdensome. You can make more money in the US, I'm pretty sure, because Canada taxes people in insane amounts. Our healthcare is great and I love it, but the other day somebody in my family had to go to hospital. I was in there for 10 hours for something relatively not a big deal. Big deal enough to go to the hospital, but not like, I guess not big enough deal for the hospital to take and they took their sweet ass time. 10 hours. Okay, we have problems. But all that to say that if something goes in place, I'm kind of screwed and I'm going to be moving. Anyway, people were wondering about my stance on this. We do not want to become America. I was saying something earlier about, like, why don't we create a North American Union where it's just like the European Union, where all of us countries trade in the American dollar. We keep our sovereignty and all of our rules and all of our coolness of Canada, but we all share one currency and it becomes the super currency. I think that's brilliant. There's no borders. But we keep our sovereignty as Canadians. I think that's probably the best bet. We're not going to be annexed. It's not going to happen. So don't get your hopes up. Some comments on this one. I think Matt wants to do this podcast entirely by himself because Abby just always sits there quietly and goes, apart from when he really wants to talk about their sex life or embarrassing details, and she cuts him off. Without Abby, he could run the entire podcast without any details being held back. Or when she cries because she's such an amazing dad and she's a failure and it must be so hard for him and her boys in this man-hating world. Matt, of course, also wanted to say we still have amazing sex, but it has to be during the daytime where we have energy. You guys have to try it. I guess we're going to cover it. So anyway, that's kind of what people have been saying about this video. It's a long-ass video. Ugh. Speed it up a little bit already. But yeah, Matt and Abby have been on my shit list for a long time, and most recently, obviously, with the cruise ship thing, just being absolute boners of parents who are out there exploiting the children. Because now there's another family who did the exact same thing as they did, and like, here's a parenting hack, and they left their kids in the room because they didn't want to pay for babysitters. Now, I'm not sure they're just trolling people because of Matt and Abby, but it looks like they're encouraging others to do it, and other people are doing it. So, again, you have a big platform, you have a lot of responsibility. When you act a fool and do stupid shit, you got to know that dumb people who follow you are going to try those things or think that you're a good parent. And these people are not good parents. Like, I think they are, and I think they want to be. I just don't think they rise to the occasion, if you know what I mean. So, anyway, let's hear this. If you want to wear my jacket, because it's freezing in this house, okay? Alexa, turn the temperature up to 23. It's cold in the witch's tit in Canada. Like, it's freezing.
This is super embarrassing, but I've been sleeping in our walk-in closet for the past month.
I mean, a walk-in closet has great acoustics for podcasting. Like, let's be real. If you ever want to do a podcast with vocals only, head into your closet, because all those clothing and the carpet and stuff will absorb all the sound. It's kind of cool.
Now, this is our guest bedroom mattress that I dragged all the way from our guest bedroom into here. And my wife's not a huge fan of this arrangement. Obviously, I don't know a spouse that would be stoked about their significant other sleeping in the freaking closet. Not only does that sound super weird, but for someone like my wife who loves...
Why don't you sleep in the guest bedroom? You said you dragged it from the guest bedroom. Why don't you sleep in the guest bedroom?
Cuddles and loves to just like have me play with her hair while she falls asleep. She's not the biggest fan of this, and I totally understand.
But I don't give two shits.
But this decision that I made, which is a temporary decision by the way, was something I had to do just to prioritize my mental health because I was not okay. I was really struggling. I was feeling awful, and that's why I'm here. Secret's out. I sleep in the closet.
No one would have known your secret if you didn't say anything. The secret. So you had to sleep in because you don't want to sleep with the wife? I mean, lots of people do that. I mean, I don't do that, but we have a huge bed though. Like, I can reach across and I can maybe, depending where she is, can touch my wife, right? You got to get a big ass bed. Our dogs sleep in our bed and stuff, and our kids, we co-slept for years. You got to get a big bed. Those couples who can sleep on a smaller bed amaze me. Like, my secret's out. My wife is a damn furnace. Okay, like, I'm not the furnace. Like, I can roast marshmallows off my wife's body when she sleeps. I have no idea where the heat's coming from. Holy shit, she's a furnace. Like, we have separate blankets. I'm pretty sure she sleeps with like a sweat wicking blanket. Like, I don't know where the heat is hot because she's cold all the other times. Except she goes to bed and it's like, holy shit, it's like bright. You know, you have sunglasses, like, it's like fiery embers. Why are you so hot? Why are you burning? Oh, so he's calling it the night, like he's doing it. He's doing this podcast called The Night Shift. That's a bed, I guess? Okay. Looks like a fridge.
So to be completely transparent, I've tried to film this podcast 3 times now. This is my 3rd attempt.
No, you suck at it, then.
And I'm really nervous. I guess that's because I don't want to do a bad job. I feel a lot of pressure.
Too late. Sorry. Again, I think Matt thinks he is something that he's not. His platform has given him that ability to think that way, because I mean, clearly there's lots of people who like to hear what they have to say. I mean, that's obviously fallen off and dropped off to a big degree. Actually, we haven't taken a look at their podcast in a long time. We're gonna have a look at it here. Yeah, down in the last 28 days, they've been down 3.4 million views. That's quite a bit. Actually, that's not a growth platform. I mean, 1.6 million views for the last 20 days is good money, between $15,000 and $20,000 probably. Yeah, Still making great money. Like, don't get me wrong. But there's something to be said for their subscribers are growing healthily. I'd say healthily. Oh, I asked my wife to sign a prenup? I didn't know about that. The hell? Did you? Okay, anyway. Yeah, subs aren't dying per se, but the growth isn't huge. They're on a bit of a steep growth curve here. So that's not where they're struggling, but their views are struggling. For the last 7 days, they're down 457,000. Last month, 3.5 million. Last 3 months, 12.1 million year over year. So you can see 1 year they're at 169 million views percentage wise, but over the last 3 months this thing has just crashed. 4.6 million views over 3 months is nothing for a channel of 775,000 subscribers. Again, we'll take a look at this channel too. Like, their main channel has 7.7 million subscribers, which is bonkers, by the way. Again, 28 days they've gone down 5.9 million views, and over the last 20 days they've only pulled in 500,000 views, which is not a lot of money. So this one isn't going crazy, and they don't post a lot on this channel, but their subscribers, still growing, except for the last couple of months here. No, this last month they haven't grown anything. Still in a steady growth curve, but making way less, almost nothing on this channel, which is crazy. And then we can look at Matt's channel here with 211,000 subscribers, over month down 291,000 views. He's pulled in 81,000 views on this channel, which is, again, I don't know, that's not sustainable, that's for sure. Everly, can you bring me an Arnold Palmer from the car, please? Bring me the whole case. Pretty please. So yeah, I mean, it's interesting to look at their analytics. They're not making as much as they once were. Now, I don't know what they're making on TikTok. I don't know what they're making on Instagram, but Instagram actually doesn't pay as much, I've started to realize. They at one point were making so much money, and now they absolutely are not. Even their Unplanned podcast, which is the most popular platform I think to date, now is still, it's dying. I think Abby sees it. I think Matt sees the writing on the wall, and he's trying to pivot.
To do my best whenever I'm trying something new, and I hate losing. And so... this is something I really care about. I'm really excited about this new show. I'm not canceling Unplanned. The Unplanned podcast, if you've listened or watched that show before, that's not going to stop. But this is a completely new show that I'm launching. And
so he's trying to copy Bobby Altoff when she has like those weird, awkward conversations, like she did one with Drake in the bed. Bobby Altoff's story, if you don't know her story, is crazy, okay? She skipped her kid's birthday to go do a podcast with Drake, which is bananas. And then basically divorce happens. And then now she's trying to like live her life and do all this stuff and is being a bad mom, basically.
Very excited about it. I actually had a conversation with my sister-in-law's dad, who's a radio host in St. Louis. He's also the announcer for the St. Louis Cardinals baseball team. And he was telling me how much he loved his job as a radio guy. And I was like, wait a minute, I love podcasting. This guy, like, his name's John Hewlett. He was telling me he's done it for almost 50 years. And I was like, I could see myself having a podcast for 50 years.
Okay, do you? Again, Matt, are you sure? No. You're not that interesting, dude. Do I think so? No. I hope I don't have to be out here calling out child exposure for the rest of my life. Matt thinks, again, I think Matt is mistaken. He's not even funny. Not at all. You gotta be funny to be on here for a long time.
I don't know if I can see myself doing music for 50 years. I don't know if I can see myself doing TikTok.
No, not that either.
YouTube, any of that for 50 years. But a podcast, that's something that I love doing so much that I think I can do it every single week for 50 years and not get...
You can't. Because it requires you to get guests, and if you guys keep making shitty mistakes on the internet, that's not going to work.
Word of it, because I genuinely love talking to people. I love getting to know people's stories. I'm the type of person that if I sit next to you on an airplane, I'm going to want to know your entire...
You stopped wearing all the rings, eh? Interesting.
life story. I just am that way.
Oh, Matt's an overshare in public. Great. Those are my favorite people. You ever been in like a line somewhere and somebody tells you their entire life story by the time you're done with the line? Don't be that person. You don't do that. Don't do that to people. You don't know if they're introverted or not. Trying to get out of the conversation.
Hey, I'm very curious, and if you're my Uber driver, same thing. I want to know you. I want to know your name. I want to know about your family. I want to know about your kids.
Stop being creepy.
All that stuff just gets me fired up because I love to hear from other people. I love to learn from other people, and I really think that you can learn so much just by having real conversations with real people, and that's what I want to do on the show.
Shut up.
So I'm super, super excited for what we're going to do. This is called The Night Shift, by the way. That's the name of the podcast. And the name kind of comes from a personal reason. I love the night. I love being up in the night. I'm kind of a night owl. I've always been that way. I think it is mainly because of my ADHD. My brain doesn't like to shut off at night, and so I stay up and I have all these big ideas. And I've had some of my best conversations with friends and my wife at night, like the late night.
She's trying to sleep because she gets up to the gym for 6 a.m.
Conversations are just
go sleep in the closet, man.
So good because you laugh, you cry, you bond on a really deep level, and I think it's going to be really fun to conduct every interview on this show in bed.
Let me get this straight, Matt. See if I got this. You're going to do a podcast for 50 years, and you're going to do it from inside of a bed laying down with people on your bed. Good luck. Good luck, bruh.
With the guest I'm interviewing. So that'll make things interesting. I think that will just be honestly hilarious, and I think
It's not going to be hilarious. You got something? That's just my monitor? It's not going to be funny, because you have to be funny to have a funny podcast. Matt, you're not funny, buddy. I'm sorry. You're just not a funny guy. I mean, you got some other qualities. I'm not saying you're not endearing to some degree. Maybe you are to your wife. You can hold a conversation. I'll give you that. But funny? Just saying you're not that funny.
It'll provide an atmosphere where I get really close really fast to whoever it is I'm
I mean, you're not wrong about that. You're sitting there snuggling in bed with somebody doing a podcast. It's going to go over well when it's a female.
And I want to know who you guys want to see me have on the show. I'm thinking probably people on The Bachelor, maybe some of the husbands from Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
Really? Those dickholes?
Maybe it's influencer husbands, content creators. I have a dream list that I'll probably eventually share with you guys of who I'd love to interview on the show. But
talking about dream lists with Matt, let's get into dream lists. So this is what Matt did. I forgot even to tell you. I should have lined up the beginning of this. So Matt was trying his best, his darndest, to get Shari on his podcast. That's his dream list. And he would not leave her alone about it. It was kind of actually gross. I hope they saved it. So I guess this is where it all stems from. So Matt wants to do a podcast with Shari. He says, we could even just talk about your advocacy work for children for an hour. Shari Franke, House of My Mother, Ruby Franke. He's hashtagging, he's like capitalizing on her book and everything else. And it is what it is. I mean, hopefully he read it. Hopefully that he spreads that message that what she's saying is right. But if you keep platforming other exploiters, you don't really give a shit what Shari has to say. So, no. I mean, I understand wanting to talk about it because it is a hot topic, and I think everybody should be talking about Shari's book. But like, he's just trying to get her on the show so he can get money off of it. If she doesn't love the interview, it doesn't get posted. Exactly. Like, it's Matt talking with Matt. It's really weird. He's the one doing this. Exactly. She has to 100% love it. We don't even have to talk about the book. He just went on. Not me replying to myself, but the interview could literally just be about advocacy of children online. the audacity of these people still have videos of their kids on their internet, on their platforms. But really said in this video that you feel like there's more details she left out that you want to ask her about. You didn't say you wanted to partner about advocating for children, and I doubt she'd want to be interviewed by someone who makes money off their children on the internet. Maybe you're giving her away, and then people were saying, hey, this is a great idea. Shari nor didn't, and then someone says, I Shop Daddy, I don't know who this is Shop Daddy, says, Shari, nor did management send you her book. Please stop misrepresenting this. You are causing unwanted DMs, asking her to be tagged, caused unwanted stress, and exploiting a situation for your own gain. You need to respect her privacy. If you received the book, it was sent out of respect by the publisher who denied your interview request. Shari did not send you a book. SpaghettiOs! This is so distasteful, honestly. I understand why you want the interview, but it's trauma for her. It's her life, her family, and her recovery. She wrote a book to finally have her voice back. Just because she wrote it doesn't mean she owes you or anyone else more. Yeah, I get that. This is so distasteful. Stop using a voting poll to pressure her. Yeah, that was pretty gross. Why would she go on a podcast with a couple who exploits their children? Leave her alone and stop bugging her. Do you have no awareness at all? Some people are saying, please leave her alone. There's nothing she hasn't said in the book that she wouldn't talk to you of all people about. She has explicitly stated she won't be sharing information about her personal life. And then Matt says, how does bringing awareness to her advocacy work or for children hurt anyone? Listen, Matt, she wants privacy. Respect her wishes. Her liking this comment makes Matt look like an even bigger jackass who knew that was possible. So Shari liked the comment. Why would your podcast be the best platform for that? You're incredibly uneducated in this subject. That's true. Read the room. You are so out of place for this. No, she's been very clear about her desire for privacy. This is distasteful and honestly disrespectful. Yes, only if she's comfortable, though. And if she doesn't love it, you know, some people were saying yes because they still have fans for some reason. Guys, Matt didn't mean anything by it. He also said, I don't know who's this. He also said that if she doesn't love the interview, it won't get posted. That's pretty understanding. Just shut up. Do you not realize how hard it was for her to write that book? All the horrible memories it brought up. She poured her entire soul in that. Leave her alone. Let her heal. Like, people were upset with Matt. She made it clear in her book that she's done being the public eye, and except for the podcast or the show coming out, the documentary. But I think once that's done, then she's done. And then people were tagging Shari Franke. And this is what he wanted them to do. He wanted them to tag her so she'd see it. And she obviously didn't respond, and good for her because she's smart. Ignore the heat, man. Ignore it. Valid criticism isn't hate, babe, but nice try. I feel like it's unnecessary criticism, though. No, it's not. Is it unnecessary criticism? Has Shari answered back? If not, then, and she's liking other posts about this guy being a dick, you know, read the room a little bit. Okay? Here's a good comment. Let's call it what it is. Predatory. He could have just called her agent or publisher and arranged an interview, which I think he did and was told no. So he takes it to a social media to appear like the white knight who offers the poor lady a platform to share her story. She's a New York Times bestselling author now, by the way, everybody. She's got a bigger platform than Matt. So let's be real. He fails to realize he's the kind of parent she talks about. He exploits the shit out of his kids, even if they don't show their faces, and he's just as problematic as Ruby Franke. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say he's as problematic as Ruby Franke. But he is a dick. So let's not forget that Matt will do anything to get famous. And again, Matt could have just been happy doing this, but I think Abby is throwing a wrench in all this. They make tons of money on social media, have made tons of money on social media. Matt and Abby alone has pulled in 7.1 billion views, like, of the life of his channel. 180 million of those have been long views. That's a lot of money. That is a lot of damn. That's over $1 million, maybe a little bit more, maybe $2 million. They have made tons of money. Just look at the freaking Unplanned podcast. The Unplanned podcast, 442 million views. Probably most of which are long views. No, 51.8 million long views. That's a lot of money, man. So I think they live way above their means, and everything's kind of running out. And Abby's like, look, I'm done with this. Like, we got to be done with this. And Matt's not done. He's never going to be done with this. I think he would leave Abby before he would be done with this. I'm not even joking.
I'm very, very excited, and selfishly, I just really enjoy this. So I'm super stoked for this new show. I hope you guys are too. So if you would leave a comment of somebody that you'd like to see on the show, that would be awesome. I will definitely reach out to them. I will definitely ask and see if they are interested in coming on.
Kamala Harris.
And the nice thing about this show is I can travel. I can bring these cameras. I can bring the lights with me here. I'll give
you can bring a mattress with you.
Guys, a little view, a little BTS of what I'm dealing with here. This actually took me a long time to set up. I'm kind of proud of this setup. Got a camera over here on the side, and then I got 2 cameras up on the ceiling right there. But I just want to have.
Oh, he's using lights. Why you have 2 cameras up there? It's silly. That's a silly angle.
Any conversations with people, and I think it's really freaking cool that I get to be super curious and learn, and then share all of that with you guys.
I think you're dumb. Oh, I see. He's got 1 camera zoomed in, 1 camera zoomed out. Okay.
Well, let's talk about my anxiety though, because that's a really big reason why I've been sleeping in the closet, why I've been doing this for an entire month. And I wish it wasn't that way. I hate that is a struggle that I have, and I wish I could just snap my fingers and make it go away, but it's not that easy. I think
this angle's bad for you, Matt. It looks like you have a massive, huge top of your head.
Anybody with mental health issues understands that, like, the more you try to make something go away, the worse it gets. Like in high school, I would just be like, don't be anxious, and it ended up making me so much more anxious in high school. It just did. I mean,
okay. Matt, I don't know if you guys are realizing what I'm about to realize, but I'm realizing it. This is over for them, dude. Like, this shit's over. He is struggling. He is trying to pivot, and he's trying to do a bunch of stuff. It ain't gonna work, buddy. No one's gonna interview you, Lane. I mean, maybe a couple people will because you have a bigger platform, but like, otherwise, no, brother.
Straight up, transparently, I am an anxious person. I have always been that way. I used to lie and say that I wasn't. I think I was gaslighting myself in a way and saying, oh yeah, I don't get anxious. Oh, I don't get nervous in social settings. Oh, I don't get nervous when I'm on stage. BS, dude. I have.
We know everything you said is BS. You don't have to say this. We're good. We know. BS, dude.
I've always been so nervous, and I think it's because I care. Like, I think I never want to hurt someone's feelings. I never want to hurt someone. I never want to unintentionally do something that harms someone else.
Yeah, but you'd want to take advantage of Shari, and you were being relentless in that pursuit, and that was pretty gross. So that's icky. I think Abby probably was like, "What the hell are you doing, Matt? Don't be an idiot. Listen to your wife, dude. Like, let's be real. It's time for you to start listening to Abby. She's right. It's time to hang up the old cameras. Okay? It's just not going to work anymore. Your true colors have come out. You guys got to your point where you were really big and you had an opportunity to either become beloved or hated. There's only two ways famous people and influencers can really go. Like, look at this Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively case. I loved Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. And I don't know the whole thing, and maybe we'll just do like a live and you guys can talk about it with me. But for some reason, it's Blake who's like, everybody hates Blake now for some reason. I don't even know what's going on with it, but like the little I've seen with it, holy shit. You either, again, you live long enough to become beloved, or you become the absolute enemy of everybody. Matt and Abby became the enemy. They became hated, and Abby can't handle it. She cannot handle it. And it's killing their marriage. I'm telling you, it is.
So I care about other people. I care about doing a good job.
You don't care about your wife's opinion, though.
And I think my framework, ever since I was a child, was if I can make other people happy, then that means I'm valuable. I've lived my entire life that way. And I think it started from a young age, because when I was a kid, How
do you make people happy, Matt? You're not funny. Maybe he's like hey, you're a great person. Hugs. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe he's a nice guy to people, and that can make people feel happy. But I think Matt thinks he's funny. That's crazy. It's not funny, dude. You're not funny. Am I just missing something? Is he funny?
To put on shows at every family gathering that we would have. It's just what I did. I would convince all of my cousins to be in a production of some sort, and then we put on a show.
Because he wants to do theater. Just go do that, Matt. Why don't you go pursue that? You have enough money to hire personal coaching to go do it. You have a little bit of fame. You can get your foot in the door some places. Go do theater. You seem to love theater. Nothing wrong with that. Theater's great, I think.
The director, sometimes I'd star in the show, sometimes I wouldn't, but I love producing shows as like a 6-year-old with all of my cousins for, every Easter, every Christmas.
Cousins hate you.
Every Thanksgiving. I always did that. Every birthday that we got together, I always did that. And I think I did that because
you craved attention.
Made me feel good, I guess, to create something that people liked. Now, look, like when you're a kid, obviously adults just like that because they think it's cute. Like, I wasn't actually putting on anything amazing. Like, you really think a 6-year-old can put on a good show?
No, we don't.
Absolutely not. The shows were horrible. But when you're a 6-year-old convincing all your cousins to be in your magic show or in your circus, like, adults think that crap is so cute. And so it got me fired up. And from a very young age, I just had this passion for the arts. I just had this passion for creativity. And I didn't know it at the time, but I think a big part of that was because of my ADHD. I got diagnosed with ADHD less than a year ago, officially. And dude, I wish I got that diagnosis when
Isn't it crazy? I was a kid. I didn't get diagnosed with ADHD until I was like 35 or something insane. Crazy. We waited too long.
I was 5, because if I would have known as a 5-year-old that I had ADHD, oh my gosh, that would have helped me out so much in life. Like, look, it would have made my life perfect. Like, life isn't perfect. You're going to go through...
Dude, you guys are millionaires. Why don't you shut up? Okay, put this bullshit. Stop. You don't work real work. You don't real jobs. You guys travel more than most people would ever dream of doing it. You guys, stop. You got all your family to take care of your kids. You're barely at home. Stop. You gotta stop this shit. Is there something in here?
Stuff, you're gonna have good times, bad times, all that. But like, if I would have known at a young age that I had ADHD, that would have really helped me. But when my kindergarten teacher told my mom in kindergarten that I had ADHD, my mom got super offended. And she told her, no, he doesn't. He's just the youngest kid in the class. He has a summer birthday. We're going to hold him back a year and have him repeat kindergarten and have him go to a private school. And
my mom did that to me, but at grade 7. Because I have a November birthday, late. Which means I was youngest? I don't know what it was, but I was held back, and it was the worst thing that ever happened to me. Don't do that to your child. I didn't even fail. They just held me back because my mom thought that's what because again, ADHD wasn't a big thing. They weren't really talking about it in the early 90s and stuff like that. It wasn't happening. So, damn, failed grade 7.
So that's what she did. She was doing what she thought was best for me. And I have an amazing mom. I have amazing parents who are so supportive. But by me not knowing that I had ADHD, all the tendencies that I had, it took me a lot longer to figure out why I had those. And when I love ChatGPT. When I ask ChatGPT or when I ask Google, like, tell me more about my ADHD, because now that I've been diagnosed, I want to know more about myself. And it's like every single box is checked. Every single one. Like, anxiety, check. Like, that's a common thing. A lot of people with ADHD get anxiety. I didn't know that. I had no idea, but like, boom, that's a big check mark. Insecure, feeling super insecure. Yep, that's one check. I have
ADHD, but I don't feel insecure. I mean, look at me. I look like a straight drugged rat most of the time. I don't care. I don't think ADHD is indicative of having low self-esteem. I think that's the opposite generally. I think you just have that because I think that you think that you're something, and then the realization hits you that you're not sometimes, maybe.
Feel insecure as a kid, but it got really bad, especially during middle school and high school when I was like developing and figuring out who I was, and I no longer was booking roles as a child actor. Like I took a lot of...
As a child actor. So many failed dreams. He keeps going. Buddy, try something else. Go to school or something.
Pride as a child in the fact that I was a child actor. I did some professional theater shows. I was Kurt in The Sound of Music when I was 12 years old at the Muni, which is this large outdoor summer theater in St. Louis. It's the oldest and largest outdoor musical theater in North America, which is actually where I met my wife and where we started dating. But like, I took a lot of pride in the fact that I was...
Why don't you do that? You can still do that. Just go do that, and we don't have to see you on the internet anymore. Just go do that.
Child actor, and I think...
Again, I think Matt maybe just isn't as good as he thinks he is. That's probably what it is. I used to think I was better than I was too. Age really, really does change you. It does. And then, being around somebody, especially like who's my wife, who actually is talented, to make you realize, yeah, I can lead worship. I can sing a little bit. But not like people who can do it. Do you know what I mean? I have fun doing it. I'm a really good performer, but damn, I am nothing like people who can do this. And sometimes you got to wake up to it and just do it. But you should never stop. And you should never stop encouraging people to do it. Like, arts are something you should always do. If you got a little bit of something and it makes you happy, you should always do it. Always. I'm literally trying to get into one of those adult summer camps to, like, play music dad bod style. Because I miss it. I miss playing music.
To be creative, because I have ADHD, was so much fun. It was so fulfilling for me. But then... also, it boosted my ego. Like, it let my ego get so big, which kind of covered up the fact that I didn't like myself. Like, I think the reason I was drawn to this, like, ego thing was because I was insecure and I didn't feel like I was valuable unless other people thought I was. So by getting all this attention, by getting all these eyeballs on me as a child, it kind of helped cover up my insecurities. And look, like, I was still... I wasn't a bully. I wasn't a mean kid. Like, I was a good kid. I had a good heart. But I did start to get a bit of an ego.
You still have a bit of an ego, bro. Big bit of an ego, by the way. Yeah, I think you get to the point where he thought he was untouchable, and the shit that he was putting online was like terrible. Writing songs about how his wife's not who she used to be, and talking about her like post-birth vagina and like boobs and sex and like all that. Like, I understand, like, if you have friends and you want to talk about stuff, but like, he put this shit on the internet and turned himself into a massive villain, and he can't handle that. He just admitted to you he can't handle it. So it's really maybe not even Abby that's doing it. I think it's affecting him because it's affecting him. That he's not beloved anymore, and it's killing him. Killing this guy.
From, all this attention, all this notoriety, I was in a professional theater show star.
Hey, you were in a theater show, like, get wrecked. No one, you were like a side, you probably had one song you sang with your stage siblings. Like, which one's Kurt, actually? You see the guy that's, I am 16, going on 17. No, he's just one of the brothers. The fat one. So, okay. Cool, buddy.
Alongside the woman that originated Mary Poppins on Broadway. And this was back in 2010. So it was a big deal, and I was stoked. But then I ended up getting a tumor on my spine.
What?
Which kind of kept me out of theater for a while. It was really scary. Like, my parents thought I might have cancer. If I would have gotten this tumor 100 years ago, it would have definitely killed me. Like, there's no way I would not be alive today. But this tumor was causing all this pain in my hip. So actually, while I was in rehearsals for The Sound of Music, as a 12-year-old, I always, like, whack my hip. Like, people would make fun of it. Like, my brother would make fun of me because I was always smacking my hip. I was always doing this. It looked so weird, right? But I was always smacking my hip, and I especially smacked it when I would laugh. Because some sort of jolt was sent down from the tumor to nerve endings in my hip. And so at first, doctors thought that this was just growing pains, but it actually was a freaking tumor growing my back, which for us, I still don't understand how this works, but the tumor...
Holy shit! Just get to it!
On my spine was causing all this pain in my hip. And so we went in for a checkup. The doctor was like, yeah, it's just growing pains. And then a couple months later, it was getting worse. And the doctor told me to go get an MRI. And so I went to go get this MRI, and I come out of the room where they scanned, like, my body and stuff, and my mom's just bawling. And then I'm freaking out. I'm like, am I gonna die? Like, I'm 12. Like, when you're a 12-year-old and your mom's bawling her eyes out after...
Yeah, that's pretty stupid of your mom to do that, actually.
You just got an MRI on your body, you're like, something's bad. Like something
Also, why is
really-
she crying? Like, they don't get results of MRIs instantly. You're like, hey, come on in here, Mom. Let me scare the shit out of you. I don't believe you. You ever got an MRI at the hospital? They're like, okay, well, we're sending this to the doctor. Bye. You're not, like, in there telling the mother there's shit going on. No, I don't believe it. Unless it's American. Maybe Americans do different. So I'm just skipping by him talking about this stupid surgery.
I think that's because she doesn't have a neurodivergent brain like me. Like, my ADHD makes me want to try crazy things. I'm like, let's go skydiving. Let's go travel to this place. Let's go do this.
Mine doesn't do that. Not skydiving. Not dangerous things. But I do see how ADHD could be indicative of like wanderlust and like not really worrying about what's coming next. I thought it was just me growing up moving so many times that it was just part of my body. Could be the ADHD too, though, about being like, hey, let's just go to the next thing. What doesn't bother us when we have to move or have to make quick decisions? That's why we're like, ADHD is going to be like, in an apocalypse, the ADHDers are going to survive. We're going to survive more than the non-ADHD people because we can make quick decisions on the fly and not have to like, although it's bad in some degrees because you don't really think things through all the way all the time. But can I encourage you guys out there who have children with ADHD to maybe take a look at not drugging them? Maybe there's some situations where you do need to because of behavioral issues, and I understand that. But can I encourage you to not and to see ADHD instead as a superpower instead of a detriment? Because like we do have to learn differently, and if you can get a different learning path and get that done right, kids with ADHD are awesome. Okay, some people are drugging that out of their children, and you got to be really, really careful. And I'm not saying everybody. I'm just saying you should. There's got to be an alternative. You should be looking at it. I'm not a yogurt, granola, crunchy dad at all. I'm just saying it's something you should look at because you shouldn't be drugging the personality out of your child. That's what I think. Now, if there are behavioral issues, it's a different story, and I'm not going to get into that because it's your own thing. But I'm just saying, some people, as soon as they see ADHD, doctors supply them with the drugs, and it's something you should take a look at. I'm just saying. So he's sort of right here.
And she just kind of like, I want to just stay home and bake cookies and watch The Bachelor. Like, for her,
Stop watching The Bachelor. It's not good. It's garbage.
That's her dream life. And for me, my dream life is so crazy and wild. So
yeah, I can tell.
I love that she's so confident. I love that she's so stable, but I'm very different than her, and I think that makes us a good fit. But for her, high school was a really good time. I think because she was so confident and secure in the person that she was. But for me, I wasn't. I wanted to be so bad. I really wanted to be a popular kid. I really wanted to be
popular. Gonna be popular. You're not, though. Someone else is.
Right. And I think that's because I was so insecure. I thought that popularity would make me happy. Like, I thought, man, if I'm just popular, it'll fix all my problems. And obviously, it does not work that way. Obviously, if you're a popular kid...
Hey, what's going on?
There's probably someone watching this that was a popular kid in high school.
This one's called I'm Afraid of High School Kids.
They peaked. Maybe they peaked in high school, and now they're like, dude, I hate my life. And if that's you, I'm so sorry. Sorry, I don't know where I'm going with this.
Neither do
I
I!
really thought the popular thing would fix me. I really did. And so, as a freshman... I was the new kid at school. I came from a private school, and I was like determined to be popular. And initially, I kind of was.
I thought they said they grew up poor. He came from a private school? Isn't that expensive?
So I think like I met a lot of friends really fast because I'm very curious, and I would say I'm very good at making friends initially. Like, I'm very good at making surface level friends because I'm curious.
That's ADHD. That's just the way that is.
And so meeting new people, I loved.
ADHD people who like to, like, generally, especially outgoing ADHD people, I think there's a correlation between extroverted people and ADHD because I'm sure there are introverts with ADHD, but I think it sides on the side of people who are extroverted. I think.
Where are you from? What do you like to do? Who are your friends? Who's your family? Like, those conversations are so much fun for me. It's like speed dating. It's like speed dating friends. But then what I'm not good at...
Don't speed date your friends.
...is I'm not good at maintaining those relationships because I think my ADHD brain just like, it's like out of sight, out of mind. Like, if someone's not physically around me all the time, I forget about them.
He's right. That's like when I like get in a fight with my wife or something with some stupid marriage thing, I forget about this guy. Yeah. God, maybe that's why our marriage is so good because like she doesn't forget, but I'm like, I forget. And it's gone. It's like out of my brain forever. It's true. He's right about this ADHD stuff.
Like, I think that's why I forget to call my parents so much every weekend. And my parents text me like, why didn't you call this weekend? And...
Cause of ADHD, dumbass.
But then I'm like, well, why did you not call me, Mom and Dad? You also can call me. But I think for them, they want to know that I thought of them, and it like means a lot to them that I call them. So I'm working on that. But I ended up making a really, really close friend. I'm not going to say his...
Okay, I don't care about this. All right, what's the next one? This one is I'm scared of high schoolers, and then the next one is getting drunk at 15. I don't care about that stupid story. Sleeping in the closet. Here we go, 2653.
Words out. I actually, in high school, by the way, this is another way my anxiety would come up. By the way, I've been talking a lot about anxiety. The reason I bring that up, it's like, if you haven't figured it out yet, the reason I'm in this bedroom right now, the reason that I have not been able to sleep is because of anxiety. It's because of my ADHD. It's because of all these stupid things that my brain has wrong with it. Like, that's why I'm in this room right now. So if you haven't put that
What? I have ADHD. I sleep with my wife every night.
Yeah, I just wanted to make that clear.
But I will tell you this. When I do travel, and I got some travel coming up soon. It's going to be awesome, by the way, for this channel. It's going to be great. But when I get to sleep in a hotel by myself with the hotel bed and the pillows and the blankets and all to myself, I sleep on the opposite side. I sleep on my wife's side. And I get the best sleep of my life, by the way. And she refuses to switch sides with me. Hey, Kathy? Refuses. It's not fair.
I would get so nervous. You know, I put so much pressure on myself trying to be the cool kid that I would like rehearse the way I would say words in front of people. Like if I was trying to talk to somebody, or it was never new people, because my curiosity in my brain, like if I ever met somebody new, the curiosity in my brain would override the fear so that I was able to talk to them. It was always with people that I had already had a relationship with, that if I wanted to like engage in a conversation with them, I would stutter because I would get so nervous that I would say something stupid. I would just like literally forget how to speak. It sounds so crazy.
Okay, we're at 27. Is that what it is? 27. Sleeping in the closet. Get to the closet.
My brain was so hyper focused on taking the ACT that when I got out of the test, I was able to freely talk to people for like about an hour because my brain was like it was taking it a while to come out of
It was elasticized.
test mode. And so the whole fearful, anxious energy that I usually have talking to people wasn't able to show itself for about an hour after.
Okay, why are you in this damn
awesome.
closet?
I can talk to people. I don't have to stutter. I don't have to, fumble over my words, even though I knew how to talk, even though I have diction, but the fear of not.
Your addiction. Diction. Burn.
To do something got so big that it overrided my desire to do the thing I wanted to do. Does that make sense?
No,
I hope
it
that
doesn't.
made sense. But the whole thing that I mentioned earlier about me being afraid of high schoolers, I am legitimately still afraid of high schoolers. I legitimately am. I think part of that comes down.
What? So weird.
The fact that I got bullied a little bit in high school. Like once I was no longer the popular kid, I ended up taking a huge reverse 180 because I got drunk. But then I joined this like leadership team that promoted making positive life choices.
This guy.
It's like not drinking alcohol. Funny because
I signed the DARE pledge. Did you?
Really got drunk at 15, but I was promoting not drinking alcohol, not doing drugs, not having sex before marriage. It was actually a religious group too. It wasn't like you're like, wow, like what type of group is this? It was a religious group.
Yes, it was a Christian youth group at school.
But we kind of like kept that on the DL, and we just were
Nothing like saying you're Christian by keeping that shit on the DL.
going into schools and putting on the show, promoting making positive life choices. And I think that was a good thing. Like I think promoting that stuff to kids is a good thing.
Oh my gosh,
You
get to the closet!
15-year-olds getting drunk.
You're
having sex,
lying
doing drugs,
here.
That's really bad. Like if you're doing drugs and having sex and getting drunk at 15,
Sleeping in the closet.
wow. Like that is
Okay.
hopefully good. If that's you watching this, I'm sure I'm not wearing my ring. If that's you watching this, I hope your life's turned out great. But for a
Okay, so either he cut out the reason why he's sleeping in the closet completely, because it goes from sleeping in the closet 2650 to like, why am I not wearing my wedding ring? He doesn't. There's nothing in that whole thing about sleeping in the closet.
I like that. That's so hard. Especially like I think the reason I'm realizing all these patterns in my life from high school, middle school, the tumor, all this anxiety, all this stuff that I've had. By the way, I just realized I'm not wearing my ring. I should probably put that on. We're actually, my wife and I are still together, by the way. I think I took it off because I've been wearing this silicone ring that was like digging into my finger, and then my finger started to get chapped, and so I took it off today just to give my skin a break. So yeah, you guys are probably wondering like, why is he?
Nobody gives a shit, dude.
Why is he not wearing a ring? But I am still married. Don't worry.
We're not.
Someone probably was freaking out.
You guys deserve each other.
The entire time, like, oh my gosh, they split up. We did split up. We're in different bedrooms, but we're still.
Okay, maybe he gets to it here.
We still love each other. But yeah, high schoolers, dude. I just have this irrational fear.
Okay, you're still in high schoolers. The friggin' thing says getting drunk at 15, then 2650, sleeping in the closet. I'm scared high schoolers was 18 minutes. So it's all wrong.
There was a time where a kid in my school told me to go myself, and
shit yourself.
That sucked. I hate like that.
It's high school, buddy. Man, if you guys would have seen what it was like for me in high school, you'd have been like horrified. But like, relax, it's high school.
I can't believe somebody would actually say that to another.
They're high school kids. High school kids are buttholes.
Human being, but that kid was just a bully. He was just a jerk, and you deal with that. And so I think because of people like that, I think because of the kid that told me to go myself in high school, I think when I see high schoolers, it just takes me back to being a high schooler again, and I just get this weird.
Why are you seeing high schoolers? Can you just not go to high school?
Irrational fear. I just do, and I'm working through it. I'm trying to figure out how to not have that fear anymore. But
holy shit. So he's been talking about I'm scared of high schoolers for like 20 minutes.
As weird as that is.
That's a long time to talk about being scared of high schoolers.
Still get it. And I think I've realized at this point, the more that I can acknowledge the weird crap that I do, or the irrational thoughts that I have, the more that I can acknowledge my anxiety, my ADHD, it allows me to work through it. Because the second that I try to pretend that I don't have anxiety or ADHD, the worse it gets. Because it's like it's right there in front of me and I'm ignoring it, and then it just grows. It's weird. Like, I have to acknowledge its presence.
I'm going to acknowledge your presence here in a second. Acknowledge your assholery if you don't move on to the damn next topic.
But I don't have to give it energy. Like, it's weird. Like, it's something I'm working through with, like, meditating and breathing exercises. But if there's ever, like, a fear or some sort of feeling that's trying to take over just, like, my entire life, I try to just acknowledge it's there and observe it. But, like, put it behind a glass door.
Okay!
But I put it behind a glass door.
You're a glass door.
Okay, I can see you there. You exist, but I'm not giving you any more of my energy. And that's been really helpful. So,
okay.
Fast forward to present day. Like, about 3 months ago, I hit my head in the gym.
Here we go.
On Instagram, you've probably seen the video, but I smacked my head on a kettlebell while I was working out, and I got a concussion. I didn't realize it at the time.
How did you hit your head in a kettlebell? Okay.
But I got a concussion, and my head was gushing blood. It was all down my neck. And I didn't take care of myself. I didn't go to the doctor. I didn't get checked out.
You donut.
I didn't rest because we were moving at the time. And I was trying to pack things up. I was also trying to podcast. We had all these guests flying in to do podcasts with us at our studio. And so I was just trying to keep going. And I was like, I don't have time.
They got a lot. I'm realizing too that they have a lot of expenses, 3 mortgages, a studio I thought the studio might have been in a house, but it sounds like it might be in like it might rent a space. That's what I'm thinking. They got a lot of expenses. They're wasting a lot of money flying in guests, and they're not making the money back, I don't think. Because they're not going to fly them in on, like... They got to fly them in, put them up in a hotel, and then, like, put them... Like, it's expensive to get these type of guests out.
Time to rest. I don't have time to close my eyes.
Plus, they probably revenue share.
And let my brain heal. But that made the concussion really bad. And it made it so bad that I was having trouble sleeping at night.
If you have a concussion, you think you might have a concussion, do not. I mean, run, don't walk to the hospital, okay? I've had one when I flew off that scooter that one time, and I'll put the footage here. Okay? People still, my enemies love it. But, like, if you have a concussion, it's the worst thing that's probably ever no, kidney stones are the worst thing. But that concussion, flying off the scooter, I found kidney stones because of it, so it was a blessing in disguise. But it took me well over a year to get over the effects of that concussion. It's great. Don't mess with your brain. Okay, get to see help if you think you might. Even if you think you might, just do it.
And eventually I got a sinus infection, which, like, when you combine the pain of a concussion with a sinus infection, it made my head hurt so bad that I actually went to the emergency room and got
brain swelling.
A scan done on my head because I was like, is my brain bleeding? I don't know. Like, it was in so much pain. I was like, my brain could literally be gushing blood internally, and I the only way I can know is if I get a CT scan. So I did get that.
So he lied. It's 33 minutes he starts talking about why he's in this damn closet.
It was nothing, but I really struggled to sleep at night. And what that ended up leading to was me getting anxiety about sleeping at night, which then eventually developed into full-on insomnia.
He had a panic attack.
Literally laying in bed like this, eyes closed, all night long. My brain is wide awake. Just raced.
Man, melatonin, ZQuil, NyQuil. NyQuil the shit out of it.
Thoughts. Can't turn my brain off. I looked it up because I was like, why is this happening to me? And apparently insomnia is a common symptom of people that have neurodivergent brains. Apparently it's, like, very common with ADHD. And
I don't have that.
It's the first time ever in my life where I've dealt with that, other than when I was in high school and I would get anxiety that would keep me up. But that was more so just, like, pressure in my chest. This was not even, it wasn't anxiety. It wasn't like pressure in my chest. It was more so my brain would not shut off. Like, I would just, it would get to be 8 o'clock at night and I would try taking melatonin. That helped for a little bit, but then eventually that didn't work. And then I started taking, I don't know if I think over here if you look, I had some of like my vitamins on my countertop, but I was taking melatonin, and I started doing Beam hot chocolate, which by the way, that stuff is amazing. I don't know if you guys have ever had it, but
you guys should try. I've been taking it with my tart cherry. It's the magnesium. I don't know why. Maybe, I don't know. It's helping me sleep, and it's helping me deep sleep. I'm getting the best dreams, stuff for some weird dreams. I'm getting weird dreams too. Okay, weird ass dreams, but like deep sleep, REM, very vivid dreams from magnesium, and like I love it. Man, you can control your dreams. Whoever, if Elon Musk starts tapping into people's brains with like what's that thing called? Their what's it called? The thing that he taps into people's brains with, and you can start controlling dreams. I'd buy it.
It's like melatonin hot chocolate with like L-theanine, glutamine, like all these vitamins and minerals. And
anyway,
stuff that was working really well for a while. Like that stuff is great. I love it. But then I think my body got used to it, and then it stopped working. And then I was back to getting 2 hours of sleep at night or no sleep. Like there were some times where I'd wake up, I'd look at my smartwatch, and it would literally say no sleep.
Well, you don't have a real job, so it's a little less stressful. Let's be real. I'm being real. Like having these types of problems is less stressful when you wake up, you're like, well, don't have to do anything today because I don't have a real job. If I don't want to do a video, I can just be like, I'll do it tomorrow. I always get ahead anyway. I'll get ahead on the weekends. So if I want to take a couple days off, I can take a couple days off. But I like to get ahead just because it makes me relax. I can do a lot more stuff around the house when I don't have videos to be made. Again, these people don't have real jobs. So it's way less stressful. Again, not trying to diminish those who have this, because it would be so much more stressful if you have to work a real job and you have this problem. He could just sleep in if he wants, have naps.
Data. That's how bad it was. Like it literally did not track me sleeping a single minute because it just knew that I was awake the entire time. And I think that's really affected my ADHD. Like when you don't get good sleep, as someone with ADHD, it makes your symptoms way worse. My brain was having so much trouble focusing. My skin was looking bad. Like the other day, because I'm starting to get better sleep now that I've been in this dark, quiet closet, sleeping on the mattress that I got out of.
What happens if your kid wakes up? So you're making Abby do all of it so you can get your beauty rest? Oh, that's kind of icky.
That's bedroom. But my buddy at the gym was like, dude, your skin's looking really good. And I'm like, wow, that's awesome. I'm like, maybe that has something to do with the fact that I'm starting to sleep better again, because for a very long time, I was sleeping horribly. I even started cold plunging. I know that's like a big trend, but this like local business, they're called Desert Plunge. They sent me a cold plunge last year, and I cold plunged for a little bit, but then I stopped. And then
cold plunging sucks ass. I did it too. Sucks. I hate it. I hated it. I did like the effects of, but I hated it.
Moved. I was like, I gotta get this thing back up and running, but I didn't do it until the insomnia got so bad. I was like, I need to like do cold therapy, hot therapy, sauna, like exercise. I need to try everything. So I ended up starting to cold plunge, and that helped a little bit too. But then
holy shit,
I really
got
to this place where it was like no matter what I did, it wouldn't help. Like if I cold plunged, if I took my Beam hot chocolate, I even asked ChatGPT about different vitamins and minerals I could take to help with
maybe just talk to a doctor. Don't ask ChatGPT, be a doctor, maybe.
Insomnia symptoms. Probably should have gone to the doctor. I still haven't gone to the doctor about this at all.
You still haven't gone to the doctor!
Which is another problem in itself, but I bought every over-the-counter thing. So
you donut.
I have ashwagandha gummies. I bought CBD gummies. The CBD is actually really helpful. I do like how CBD...
Isn't that weed?
Really calms me down. If you don't know what CBD is, to be federally legal, it has to have less than 0.03% THC. So it's, it's
weed, right?
Actually 100%, just the CBD stuff, not the THC stuff, and it just really chills you out, calms you down. That's been really helpful. But until I decided to make the drastic change of
going to see a doctor,
sleeping in a room by myself.
So this guy straight up will ask ChatGPT things, move a mattress into the closet, take a multitude of medicines, but won't go see a doctor?
No light, no noise, teeny tiny, portable AC unit to make it really cold in here, a fan blowing on me, a humidifier going. I even did some lavender essential oil.
Stupid.
In here, so
you're so dumb, Matt.
This walk-in closet in our master bedroom into a sleep oasis for me, because eventually nothing was working, and it didn't help that our kids have been waking up in the night again. They've been making noise.
So again, he's just admitting to you right now that he's making Abby do everything.
They wake up at like 5 a.m.
Maybe that's why she's pissed.
Sometimes, and if I go to bed at 10, but then they're like waking up in the night, then I'm already up because of my insomnia, and then once I finally fall asleep, and they wake me up because they're waking up, and then they get up at 5 a.m. and then it's like I only got 2-3 hours of sleep. So here I am. I've been sleeping in this closet now, and
so he said in his thing that he was talking about sleeping in the closet at 26:50. It's 38:15 right now.
I hate that I'm saying this, but I actually love it. Like, I actually love sleeping in a very controlled, safe environment. I think that might have something to do with my ADHD too. Like,
if someone breaks into your house, you're gonna be stuck in this freaking sleep chamber, dead quiet to the world. People are gonna be out there robbing your house. It's gonna happen. Like, no, man. Part of your job as a husband is to be like, head on a swivel. What if someone breaks into your house? You got to be there. You're gonna be stuck in a closet. Your whole family's out there.
Feel safe in this closet.
And you're telling the world this, by the way.
As weird as that is, like, it is just so comforting to come in here. It's pitch black. It's so quiet. My fan's going. I can hear the noise of the fan. I can feel the air of the fan blowing on me. I feel the mist of the humidifier, and then I smell the sweet smell of the lavender essential oils in my humidifier, and then the cool breeze coming from the portable AC unit in here.
What if you fart in there, dude? There's nowhere for it to go. I'm not sure a lot of closets have air exchange. You're just gonna straight up raw dog your own farts? Okay. I mean, to each their own.
It just like chills me the frick out. And then if I combine that with, maybe some CBD, maybe some, Beam hot chocolate, oh my gosh, I sleep like a baby. And it.
Meanwhile, Abby's fighting for her life out there with robbers, or the baby's waking up every 2 seconds. She's out there effing Matt. I hate that guy. He can't hear it. He's got like his friggin' things on. He's got the spa music playing with lavender oils all over him.
And good.
You're so great. Like, Matt, how did you think this is gonna make you look, dude? You're so selfish, dude. Holy.
So, my wife isn't the hugest fan of me being in here. It's weird.
Obviously.
But, deciding
murderers.
Sleeping here was something that I just had to do for myself, because I wasn't being the best husband I could be. I wasn't being the best.
Well, you're still not.
Father I could be. I was so depleted of energy. I was so depleted of resources that I need just to exist. I just had to make the decision to focus on myself and to get better.
Can I say this for real? And I understand that so many influencers say what he just said. I gotta focus on myself. Sorry. You're married, buddy. You have children. Nope. That's just not how this goes. Like, what? This guy is so selfish. I'm sorry. Go see a doctor then, figure it out, but don't like isolate yourself from your family and be like, it's time for me to take care of me. Really? That's what you're gonna tell everybody? Holy shit.
And I don't want this closet thing to be a forever thing, because I know how much my wife loves when I go to bed with her. But
maybe she can sleep in a closet then.
For right now, it needs to be a thing, just to help me heal, to help my brain fix itself, honestly, so that I can get rid of these thoughts that I have, the insomnia that's been captivating my brain for months now.
Captivating.
I'm not gonna lie, it really does sound very appealing to, maybe turn the guest bedroom into a bedroom for me. It really does sound appealing to, black out the windows, put my portable AC unit in there, like do all the things I've been doing in this room and make that happen in there, because it's a little weird for me to sleep in the closet. Like, this is also not very functional.
Yeah, like when she wants to get some clothes.
To just get clothes every day. With my poor wife's been dealing with that for a month. But I mean, just getting good sleep has, at least for the past couple weeks that I've been in this closet, the sleep that I've been getting has been so helpful. And that is why my gym buddy Noah, who actually I think I want to interview him on the show, so stay tuned to hear his story, because he has a crazy story. My gym buddy Noah was like, dude, your skin looks so good. And I was like, dude, I think it's because I'm getting sleep again. By the way, hope this isn't TMI, by the way, I know people, like Abby made a video about 2 years ago when we were pregnant with our son Augie, that we were doing sleep divorce, that we weren't sleeping together. And some of the comments were just freaking out, like, oh my gosh, they're splitting up, oh my gosh, this is...
Why? Like, you don't see a red flag in, like, strangers on the internet being like, oh my god, who gives a shit?
Horrible. But, like, it is so normal for couples to not sleep together just to prioritize their mental health.
No, it's not normal.
It's so normal. And where the heck was I going with that? My brain
It's not normal. You're just trying to justify what you're doing being selfish.
Farted, and I completely lost my train of thought there. No, I lost my train of thought. No, this is so bad. See, this is why I hate podcasting on my own, because I don't have anybody to bounce ideas off of. Like, I literally, I have to just keep talking.
Oh my god, go!
Oh, I know what I was going to say. Yes, this is TMI, but we've been having the best mommy and daddy time. Let me just use...
Ew, what? No. Touche paw, man.
That word. I was going to say sex, but that just sounds weird, so I'm not...
Then you said it.
Well, I already said... Now I've said sex. Now I just made this awkward. Okay, we've been having amazing sex.
No, it's the whole thing's been awkward.
There, I said it. And that's because I have energy again. That's because, like, I have the energy to, like, look forward to that because I'm sleeping good.
Try some pre-workout.
Which is amazing. And also, maybe this is just me being a parent, but, dude, day sex is the best, okay? If you're going to do it...
Dude, don't... Your kids are on here. Don't do this.
When you have kids, if you're able to, like... You know, I don't know your work, if you're watching this and you work, you know, whatever, maybe you work at night and you have the days free, I don't know. But, like, the day sex, dude, like, you have so much energy. It is amazing. It is so good.
Don't your parents live there? Or her parents? And there's kids. Your kids aren't in school. So, like, you get your parents to watch the kids while you... Hey, can you guys take the kids out for ice cream? We're doing day sex here. Okay.
I'm just tired. I'm just ready to go to bed. Like, it's like, you know, after...
Don't live with your parents.
After doing bath time, dinner, like, all the stuff with the kids, like, my energy is depleted. So daytime, bro, that's the best.
Matt, you're a loser, dude. Maybe go play sports or something. Go take some testosterone. Get your T checked. I'm not even joking. I'm not making fun of you. Go get your T checked.
Anyway, I've been talking for a minute now.
A minute?
I'm super excited for this new show.
You mean an hour?
And if you guys could please let me know in the comments who you want to see me interview on.
No, it's stupid. Someone's like, bring Dallin on. Dallin's a douche. So you're going to bring on another... Dallin is like one of the biggest child exploiters out there. So no. Oh, this is such a stupid, dumb... You're dumb. Nobody likes you. That was dumb. That was a dumb podcast. Sucked. Stupid. Matt, go see a doctor, you butthole. Stop being an influencer. Anyway, that was stupid. Anyway, everybody take a deep breath with me because I'm over it. Well, Matt. I think Matt sees what's on the horizon. I think Abby is done with being on the internet. I mean, she'll do it because the money's good, but I don't think she wants. I think she's doing it reluctantly. He has to do it, dragging her, kicking and screaming. That's what I'm seeing here. Not good, and pressuring other people to be on your podcast and just, Matt, just stop. Okay, you suck at this. I'm sorry to have to say this to you, but you suck at this. You're not funny. Nothing in there was funny. Not a good storyteller. You're bad, and you should be ashamed of yourself. Anyway, thanks for being here, guys. I appreciate you. Sorry if this is a stupid, boring podcast, but it's crazy because sometimes the ones I think are the worst, people are like, "No, it's so good." This was bad. This is a bad show. But let me know what you guys think below. You are loved by somebody secretly. Just so you know, someone has a crush on you. Don't forget it. You're amazing, incredible, valuable. Don't forget it. And I will see you when I see you.